Dangerous conditions as heavy rain continues tonight across the region.
Jeff Lawson is tracking a severe thunderstorm warning. Jeff.
Yeah, we had that warning literally until about a minute ago. When you guys started reading that, it was certainly true. Now it is not. Doesn't mean they won't issue another one, but this line has weakened a little bit from what it was earlier, just literally up until 11 o'clock from right about Franklin, right up here through eastern Sussex and on up through western Surrey County and all the way up to just east of Richmond. We had that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, it was right in this area. Well, actually, there's a new one down near Nags Head. I see that. So what I'm going to do is talk about this. I'll have to go back over there so we can get a better view of the Nags Head one in just a second. But as you can see, follow this line. It comes like this and then it curves sort of back in an S shape. That's a bundle of energy, not so much at the ground, but up in the upper levels of the atmosphere, what we call a vorticity maximum. Basically, it just means a spin in the atmosphere. That's triggering this line. So even though right now it is not a severe line, the leading edge of the rain is going to hit you long before this, but this is when the gustiest of the winds will hit with that line. Places like Carsville at 1137, Baileytown at 1203. That's assuming it continues at a 36-mile-per-hour pace like it has been in the southern part of this line, Nimmo, around Nimmo Parkway at 1250. The middle section moving more at like 40 miles per hour. That would put it around Ivor at 1122, Rushmere at 1136. And again, you're already seeing the rain around Rushmere. I'm talking about the gustiest and the strongest of the winds as they come through. Downtown Newport News right about midnight. Northern areas, 45-mile-per-hour movement to the east. That gives you some times around Saluda at 1139, Free Shade Corner 1149, and then Irvington at around 1154. So let's time it all out. This is a little bit wider view. Notice again that sort of S shape right in there, moving off to the east and the northeast. So we're going to continue to watch for this line moving through. Here it goes by about 1230, 1245. It's out of most of the area, and then certainly offshore, and conditions begin to get quite a bit colder. I want to go back to the radar, though, just for a second, because, again, it looks like there is a warning out. Yes, there is, down there at the very southern part of our viewing area until 1145 for Mainland Dare and Outer Banks Hyde. So watch out down there as well. I'll be back in a minute to talk about how the high for tomorrow is going to be in another 55 minutes. It'll be 60-some degrees, but it will not feel like that by tomorrow afternoon. More coming up.
All right, Jeff, Newport News police are investigating a shooting tonight. The victim is an 11-year-old girl. Officers arrived at the Aqueduct Apartments around 9:30. The girl was shot in the shoulder while she was outside. Medics took her to the hospital, and it looks like she will survive her injuries.
The owner of a Newport News seafood business is accused of falsely labeling crab meat that he sold. Federal prosecutors call it the Atlantic Blue Crab Scam. 74-year-old James Casey, the owner of Casey's Seafood Incorporated, is accused of mixing foreign crab meat with the Atlantic blue crab. The mixed crab meat was then labeled as a product of the USA. Casey may have falsely labeled nearly 400,000 pounds of crab meat with a retail value in the millions of dollars. He is charged with conspiracy to defraud the U.S. He faces up to 5 years in prison if convicted.
Search continues on the James River for two duck hunters. Austin Savage and Kyle Engelhardt have been missing for more than a week since they took a john boat out on the water. State Conservation Police tell us they aren't giving up. Now that the snow and ice are gone, crews are able to reach areas on the river that were not accessible last week.
Even though we may have been hindered by the ice and all, we always had someone out doing something each and every day.
Many other law enforcement agencies are helping to search miles of water using sonar, using drones and dive teams. Police are also walking the shoreline in James City County and Surrey County.
Tonight, the firestorm continues over the profane comment the president allegedly made while talking about immigration. Multiple sources say the president used an expletive to describe African countries and Haiti. The president tweeted that this was not the language used and that he never said anything derogatory about immigrants. The alleged comment happened during an Oval Office meeting. Senator Dick Durbin, the only Democrat in the room, says the president did make the comments. But Republicans Tom Cotton and David Perdue say they they don't recall the president making those comments.
News of the racial slur reached African immigrants in our area, and they are speaking out as well.
13 News Now reporter Chanu Her spoke with a man who lives in Newport News, but he's from Sudan. What is
right,
his
guys?
reaction?
Well, this man is from South Sudan, and he came to America in 2001, a war-torn country. Now, he has been here since 2001, and he came here with no education, but has since been able to achieve many things that he's worked for. He says the president's comments were hurtful, but not discouraging. He's moving forward, using this as motivation to prove that immigrants like him have something to offer. From South Sudan to the United States, it didn't take Angelo Maker but a few years to become a United States citizen.
I came to the United States with the hope that when I come here, I will work hard and make a difference in my life.
While working multiple minimum wage jobs, Angelo also pursued education. He now has a master's degree in organizational leadership.
I would not be able to get that if I was back home. But now I work hard for it, and the opportunity available for all of us.
His story and others like his, fleeing from an African country to the United States, became the focus in America after reports of President Donald Trump becoming angry during an immigration meeting, calling African countries and Haiti expletive countries.
I'm doing the American dream. I pay tax. I've been working 2-3 jobs. I pay tax like any other Americans. I went to schools. My wife is a school teacher. She teaching American children.
There's a whole lot of Africans that work for the U.S. Army, and they are fighting hard for our country, for him.
Angelo and his wife Stephanie call the president's remarks offensive and shocking and not representative of America.
Our president, you need to be very careful because he's dividing this country.
Immigrant or American born, Angelo thinks actions speak loudest.
That what they need to know is not where they come from or the color of your skin. Is what you can contribute to society.
Now, Angelo and his wife also run a nonprofit helping his home country of South Sudan. He and his wife have built a school for hundreds of kids, as well as an internet cafe in his native home. Chanu Her, 13 News Now.
President Trump underwent a medical checkup today at Walter Reed Military Hospital. It was his first as president. The White House released a statement attributed to his physician, saying the president is in excellent health. We're told this was a fairly routine exam measuring things such as blood pressure, heart rate, and weight. President Trump was 70 when he took office, the oldest to become president. His critics have recently called him mentally unfit. The White House doctor is expected to release a detailed report on Tuesday.
Tomorrow in Richmond, Ralph Northam will be sworn in as the 73rd governor of Virginia. Inaugural events include a parade, an open house at the Executive Mansion, and a ball in the evening. Our Mike Gooding will be there to cover the swearing-in ceremony. Look for our coverage on 13 News Now and on 13newsnow.com.
Local Catholic community has a new bishop tonight. The Most Reverend Barry Nestout was officially installed today as the head of the Catholic Diocese of Richmond. Members of churches from across Hampton Roads made the trip to Richmond today for the event. Nestout becomes the 13th bishop of Richmond. His installation comes 5 months after former Bishop Francis DiLorenzo passed away.
We have a traffic alert about the Gilmerton Bridge over the weekend. The bridge was closed most of the day because of mechanical problems. It was opened this evening, but Public Works tells us repairs still need to be made. Because of this, the bridge will be closed to traffic starting at noon tomorrow, and there is no word on when this bridge will reopen. Well, today, state and local officials broke ground in Chesapeake on the largest VDOT project in history. We've been telling you about plans to expand the high-rise bridge from 4 to 6 lanes. There will be one express toll lane in each direction. The project also covers several miles of interstate between 264 and 464. Governor Terry McAuliffe saying today that this project has been on the wish list of regional partners for a long time.
It's quite a big bridge, and it's going to be exciting to build, and I think it'll be exciting for people to see it as it goes up.
Construction will begin in June, and the project is scheduled to be done